The ability to strike accurately and quickly is what separates the boys from the men in any fight. And when it comes to striking fast, nothing beats a missile. In fact, there's hardly anything that can match the speeds of missiles. They can fly as high as 100 miles above the Earth's surface and go as fast as 3 times the speed of sound. But there is one problem with these missiles, and that's the fact that they need a human operator to hit the target. That severely reduces their effectiveness. So militaries around the world are now taking steps to replace humans with machines. The result is an autonomous missile that can seek out its own targets. And if you want to know more about it, stay tuned till the end of this video. The idea of an autonomous missile isn't new by any means. In fact, it was first theorized all the way back in 1949. This was the same year that the Soviet Union launched the first ballistic missile. But it would take another 4 decades before we saw any progress on the idea. In 1987, the U.S. Navy conducted a test of an unmanned aerial vehicle called the Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Target, or UAVT. The UAVT was designed to simulate the flight characteristics of a cruise missile. And during the test, it was able to successfully identify and engage a simulated target. It was yet until 2010 that the U.S. saw its first successful test of an autonomous air-launched missile. The missile was able to identify and engage a moving target on the ground. Since then, the U.S. has conducted a number of successful tests of autonomous air-launched missiles. The most recent was in May 2021 when the Air Force announced that an MQ-9 Reaper drone had launched an AGM-176A Griffin-R missile that successfully identified and engaged a moving target on the ground. But why does the U.S. even bother with such technology? Well, there are a lot of reasons. For one, autonomous missiles are a lot cheaper than manned aircraft. A single F-35, for example, costs over $75 million, while an MQ-9 Reaper costs just $20 million. Not only that, but autonomous missiles are also a lot more efficient. They do not need to carry around a crew of pilots, which means they can carry more munitions or other equipment. Additionally, autonomous missiles are much less vulnerable to being shot down. Even if they're hit, they can simply release their payload and self-destruct rather than risking the lives of human pilots. Finally, autonomous missiles are a lot more flexible than manned aircraft. They can be launched from a variety of platforms including ships, submarines, and even other aircraft. This makes them a lot more versatile and allows militaries to respond to a wider range of threats. But how do these missiles actually work? There are 2 main types of autonomous missiles: those that use artificial intelligence, or AI, and those that rely on pre-programmed algorithms. AI-powered autonomous missiles are the most advanced type of missile. They use machine learning to identify and engage targets. This allows them to respond to new and unexpected threats in ways that are not possible with traditional missiles. Pre-programmed autonomous missiles, on the other hand, are not as sophisticated, but they are still very effective. They follow a set of rules that were programmed into them before they were launched. If the missile detects a target that matches its programmed criteria, it will engage it automatically. Both types of autonomous missiles are used by militaries around the world. The U.S., for example, uses a combination of both AI-powered and pre-programmed autonomous missiles in its arsenal. In the past few years, the U.S. military has taken great strides towards developing and deploying autonomous weapons. However, it is facing stiff competition from China, who have also been investing heavily in the technology. In fact, China is believed to be the second country after the United States to have developed true AI-based autonomous weapons. China has invested heavily in artificial intelligence research and development and has made significant progress in the field. Chinese AI systems are now capable of performing complex tasks such as facial recognition, natural language processing, and autonomous decision-making. These capabilities make Chinese AI systems attractive for use in autonomous weapons applications. China has reportedly developed a number of different autonomous weapon systems, including fighter jets, drones, and even robotic vehicles. These systems are believed to be used primarily for surveillance and reconnaissance missions, as well as for providing fire support to ground troops. However, there is some concern that China may be developing these systems for use in offensive operations as well. Autonomous weapons are a controversial topic, and there is ongoing debate about their use. Some argue that they are necessary for militaries to maintain a technological edge, while others worry about the potential risks and ethical implications of using AI in warfare. However, it is clear that autonomous weapons are here to stay, and they will likely play an increasingly important role in modern warfare. The US and China are the two countries at the forefront of autonomous weapons development, and they will likely remain the dominant players in this space for the foreseeable future. As autonomous weapons become more prevalent, it is important for countries to develop clear ethical guidelines and legal frameworks for their use. The US and China have both taken steps in this direction, but there is still much work to be done. Ultimately, the development of autonomous weapons is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, they offer a number of potential benefits, including increased efficiency, lethality, and flexibility. On the other hand, they also pose a number of risks, including the potential for loss of control and the possibility of unintended consequences. It is up to countries to ensure that the benefits of autonomous weapons outweigh the risks. And despite the US being a front-runner in the field, China is hot on their tail. In fact, many experts believe that China could soon overtake the US and become the world leader in autonomous weapons. Now, if you think this sounds like science fiction, trust me, it's not. In fact, it's already happening. Just last month, China unveiled the world's first carrier-capable fighter jet. The J-35B fighter jet is a fifth-generation aircraft that is designed to operate from aircraft carriers. It is believed that the J-35B is China's response to the U.S. Navy's F-35C fighter jet, which has been operating in the South China Sea in recent years. The J-35B is equipped with a number of advanced features, including stealth technology, supercruising, and the ability to carry a variety of air-to-surface and air-to-air missiles. These features make the J-35B a formidable fighter jet that is capable of engaging targets on the ground or in the air. In addition to the J-35B, China is also developing a number of other advanced military technologies, including hypersonic weapons, cyber warfare capabilities, and artificial intelligence systems. These technologies are designed to give China a significant edge over its rivals in the event of a conflict. As China continues to invest in its military, it is clear that the country is serious about becoming a major player in the global arms race. And that is where you come in. As a viewer of this channel, your opinion matters. We want to hear what you think about the future of warfare and what role you think autonomous weapons should play. Are they a necessary evil, or are they simply too risky to deploy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, speaking of things you can do, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't wait. Just click the button and join our growing community. By doing so, you'll be the first to know when we drop a new video. Also, consider liking this video if you enjoyed it. It helps us grow and reach more people with our videos. Thank you for being here. Your support means the world to us. Now, let's get back to the video. China's latest move has raised tensions in the region, and many are wondering what the country's ultimate goal is. Some believe that China is simply trying to assert its dominance in the South China Sea, while others worry that the country is preparing for a larger conflict. What's certain is that China's actions are a challenge to the U.S. and its allies and will require careful consideration and response. The U.S. has a strong presence in the region with a number of military bases and personnel. However, China's growing military capabilities mean that the U.S. will need to rethink its strategy in the region. One option is to increase the U.S. military presence in the South China Sea, but this could further antagonize China and increase the risk of conflict. Another option is to engage in diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation, but it is unclear whether China is open to negotiations. Ultimately, the U.S. and its allies will need to find a way to balance China's growing power while also protecting their own interests in the region. It is a delicate balancing act that will require careful consideration and planning. One thing is clear, though. China's recent moves are a significant development in the region and will have far-reaching implications for the future of Asia and the world. China's development of advanced military technologies is a cause for concern for the U.S. and its allies. As China continues to invest in its military, it is important for the U.S. and its allies to do the same in order to maintain a balance of power in the region. This includes investing in new technologies, strengthening alliances, and forming new partnerships. Only by investing in its military and working closely with its allies can the U.S. hope to counter China's growing military threat. Otherwise, China's growing military capabilities could eventually overwhelm the U.S. and its allies and shift the balance of power in the region decisively in China's favor. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe for more informative content like this. Thanks for watching.